Picture this. It's the final desperate days of the Third Reich. Allied forces are closing in from all sides. And in the midst of this chaos, whispers begin to spread about secret weapons, so-called Wunderwaffen, or wonder weapons, that could somehow, miraculously, turn the tide. Now, most of this was just propaganda, but some of it was terrifyingly real, like the V-2 rocket. And then, there was the story of something else. Something buried so deep, its legend has become one of World War II's most bizarre and debated mysteries.
I know, it sounds like something straight out of a comic book, right? But for decades now, this story has persisted. The claim is that deep inside a secret facility, a hand-picked team of SS scientists were working on a project with the codename Kronos. And the goal of this project? To build a device with powers that, well, they pretty much defy everything we think we know about physics.
So what was this thing? Well, they called it Die Glocke, which is just German for the bell, because, well, it was shaped like a giant bell. We're talking about a massive metallic object, supposedly up to 15 feet tall. The legend says that inside it had two huge cylinders that would spin in opposite directions, filled with this weird purplish mercury-like substance they codenamed Zerum 525. And its purpose? Okay, this is where the story goes completely off the rails.
Now, the people who believe this story, they'll tell you this wasn't just another weapon. They claim that when you turned this thing on, the bell would glow with this strange pale blue light and create a field so powerful it could actually cancel out gravity. But the most extreme claims? They say it was some kind of gateway, a machine that could literally bend time and space. Get this, a time machine.
So what was this thing supposedly capable of? And, what was the price for trying to harness that kind of power? The stories that have come out are, well, they're pretty terrifying.
Yeah, the alleged power of the bell was supposedly matched only by how incredibly dangerous it was. The legends describe these truly horrific experiments. They say plant and animal tissues placed in its field would just dissolve into this black, sludgy goo. It's even alleged that prisoners from the nearby Gross-Rosen concentration camp were used as human guinea pigs, and that many of the actual scientists working on the project died from exposure to its insane radiation. So, an anti-gravity time machine with lethal side effects. It's one heck of a story. But where on earth did it come from? Well, it turns out the legend of the bell isn't some long-lost secret dug up from a dusty archive from the 1940s. Nope, it actually has a very specific and much more recent origin. And this right here is a perfect example of how a modern myth gets built, step by step. It all kicks off with a single, unverified source, an alleged transcript from an SS general's interrogation after the war. Then, in 1997, a Polish journalist named Igor Witkowski claims that some anonymous intelligence contact showed him this document. Based on that one look, he writes a book in 2000 that basically lays out the entire story